I'm the Dodger, dodging trouble and dodging AIDS, man on a mission. I have many aliases, including, but not limited to, Lone Wolf, Azkaban Survivor. That's who I am, or at least the side of me that I'm comfortable with letting YouTube, Steam, and in the near future, Twitch know about. That's only part of who I am. Allow me to fill in the gaps. I'm in school to become a computer programmer and possible game designer. I'm agnostic atheist. I prefer to stay to myself in real life. Although, when approached by others, I'm very open and willing to have in-depth or short-lived conversations with whoever, regardless of my personal thoughts on the person's likeness. I like piercings and tattoos, but I have a fear of needles, so you know how that story goes. I shift between loving 2 and 3 coats of hair dye to enjoy going natural with my hair color. I don't do much, but when I do, I see to it that I do a damn fine job of it. Oh, and by the way, I'm only 18. For the longest, I thought that it meant something along the lines of maturity and wisdom, but I was sorely mistaken. While it did come with the freedoms that I yearned for, when me and my true buddies conversated about this, I learned that being 18 isn't so much an indicator of how adult-like someone is, but it's more of a milestone that I have a long way to go before I realize just how socially inept I really am at the time. One day you'll realize how immature 18-year-olds are. Jeffrey Freeman, June 2015. For a while, I thought that quote had little to no meaning, but after some thought, and looking at things from the perspective of others, I've grown to realize the sacrality of things. My buddies, who I mentioned before, are a couple of 16, 17, 18-year-olds with no experience whatsoever, who are jumping the guns. They're 21, 24, 25, 28, and 41, and they've each had their fill of real-life experiences, some even traveling the world, and going as far as to be hung over in the middle of a Japanese street. They've hit their lows and highs of life, and while some are still finding their way, one way or another, they have all developed enough through experience and other means to know that while some 18-year-olds are actually mature, most linger in the demographic that 18-year-olds aren't as mature as they truly think of themselves as. I started this channel due to ranting and telling stories on Snapchat, and while most people dealt with it, I received a lot of criticism for it. One of my neighbors, who I carpooled to high school with, who ended up becoming friends with me, told me that the main reason he skips out on my vids is because with Snapchat, you have to press and hold your finger down on my profile during the entire vid. He informed me that if I was to convert to YouTube, where all I have to do is just tap the video and set the phone down and listen, that he would openly watch my videos on a consistent basis. So with that bit of advice fresh on my mind, I formed my YouTube channel and jumped right into it, just openly ranting and telling stories of my past experiences with no true professional edge to it. It was a bit rough, but after a short hiatus, I came back to it with even more passion and evened up the rough edges and bestowed my videos to have as much of a professional touch as the videos of my niche could possess. After all that, he informs that he has no intention of watching my vids. At first, I was upset at such hypocrisy, but after stepping back, I began to calm down since I looked at the situation not through haste and anger, but through tranquility and serenity. All he avidly enjoyed watching and hearing about is the next 2K title, hip-hop from overrated artists like Lil Wayne, or basketball and football. So I cut my losses and even laughed myself for being so naive. Through my journey of recovering from the claim that 18-year-olds are immature, I began to look at things more to the point, people from a different perspective. I've become socially aware at how inept 18-year-olds as a whole are. Mostly I've only been exposed to the ones that I met and interacted with through school. I'm constantly checking social media, only to see time after time again people updating their Snapchat while driving, willingly putting their lives and the lives of those around them in danger for a trivial 10 seconds of road and whatever song is currently playing. Mind you, these are people who got scholarships to go to 4-year colleges and got an honor roll. I know people like that who still Snapchat while driving. Immature enough to act a damn fool in the hallways of dormitories, but all of a sudden they're too busy studying schoolwork and not watching porn to help clean up the mess that they greatly contributed to. To go as far as to pray after a tragedy has transpired, and while they won't actively help those recovering from the event through donations and whatnot, they will go as far as to blame an entire race of people and promote the genocide of that entire race of people, even though it was one radical group that are willingly claiming responsibility for it. After witnessing and making these observations, I still haven't fully grasped the concept that I'm speaking so much on. As some of you know, I affiliate myself with the Church of Orthos. While we haven't made a name for ourselves yet, I also loosely on again, off again, affiliate myself with some friends of mine that I met through high school here in North Carolina. While I have undergone the metamorphosis of maturing and have learned when to turn it on and when to turn it off, and how strongly I let it show depending on the situation, I've been using it backwards. See, with the friends that I made through high school, we were in a group chat, and the Church of Orthos, we organized ourselves on a open mic server. Whenever I'm in the open mic server, I kick back and just let whatever thoughts pop into my head roll off my tongue and into the server without actually taking a minute to assess my thought and figure out whether or not I really need to ask for help on this matter. If a simple Google search could aid me or not. More often than not, this shows my age to the rest of Orthos, and they have to hold my hand so I don't get lost in explanation. However, in the group chat, I stay to myself and only interject when I know for a fact my input can help the chat, or if I've thought of a joke that I know no one will be offended by. My problem is that I was thinking for the longest that I need to reverse this situation so I can put forth worthwhile input to the server and act immature and rude in the group chat. Instead, I've slowly been working towards being useful and valued in both the server and the chat, so I can help better the synergy amongst both groups of affiliates. The sooner I work on this, the sooner I can begin my journey to my current goal for this channel, to have 200 subscribers. And then who knows from there. I think of the maturing process as a means to an end, of growing myself and the channel at the same time.